Hi everyone, it's FSketcher Fashion Drawing Tutorials, and in this lesson we're going to learn how to draw pleating. And as an example, we're going to render Stephane Roland Spring-Summer 2016 couture design. I'm going to use red and as a darker tone burgundy, and then I'm going to work with black and white pencils. You can draw pleats of any color. You just need to pick a base color, pick a darker tone, and then use black and white pencils, or maybe brown and white pencils depending on which color you pick. So if you need a template, you can click a link in the upper right corner and download free printable template that I prepared for this class, and just follow me. So first you need to color your skirt with one solid layer of red marker. Just color everything with red. I accidentally did not record how I rendered 2 layers of your skirt, so I'm going to show it on this draft and then we'll continue on the original sketch. First, spread burgundy marker on a solid surface, then take your red marker and mix it with burgundy, or if you don't have it, some reddish brown. And then we're going to show the pleats. I'm going to call all these layers panels just for convenience. So this upper panel is on the top and it receives all this top light, the catwalk light that comes from the top, and as a result we don't see that much of shadows, and when it's pleating there is shadows between the pleats, so inside of them, and since we do not see the shadows we cannot really see all those pleats. So here, as you can see, I just drew some lines along the hemline. I made some of them darker by mixing red with burgundy. And now I'm using white pencil to draw stripes, mostly between those stripes that I drew. And I'm drawing also some independent long stripes. And now we're working with the second one. Here it's also the light layer. It's located quite high, but still here I'm drawing a bit longer stripes. I'm drawing more of them, and I'm using a little bit more confidently mix of red and burgundy. And we're making the area on your left, closer to the arm holding the clutch, a bit darker. So when you draw a sketch, it's always good to have some asymmetry. So whether it's with lights or some details, it's really good when two sides are slightly different. So with a mix of red and burgundy, I'm adding more shadows. Again, on the first layer, then under her purse. Next, take your white pencil and let's show the highlights. So again, it's the top of the pleats. As a result, you draw them between these darker lines since they are the shadows, and you're also drawing some independent lines because there are some pleats, the shadows of which are not that visible. With burgundy marker, I'm adding more shadows and just blending it with a red marker. So here, her left side is a bit dark, as I said before, so I'm making a bit longer and darker folds. So now I'm taking black pencil, adding more shadows onto the first panel, basically outlining the hem. and then just showing those a bit darker pleats. If you look at the lower part of the second panel, you see that those black strokes are the sides of the most curvy parts of the hemline. So next I'm using red marker, mixing it with burgundy, and for the third panel I'm making even longer and darker folds to show the pleats. So less of empty red area, more strokes. So as we go down, everything becomes darker and darker. And we see all the details because the shadows are emerging. So this is how you clean your marker, so don't worry if you mix it with a darker tone. Next I'm using white pencil and showing the highlights. Next take your black pencil and again let's show the shadows. And here with black pencil we make more strokes to show the pleats and they're longer. I used burgundy to show this inner part, the back part of the skirt, and used the black pencil to make it darker. Some strokes that I'm making are not visible because of my hand, but basically I'm doing the same strokes that I did on the third panel. So here you can see, mixing more and more red with burgundy, making dense strokes, less just almost no empty area. Okay, so now with black pencil, showing the hemline, showing the pleats, upper part, lower part, and then highlights. And as I told you before, you can work this way with any bright color. Like you can use green and then like mid-tone of green and then use some dark green. Or you can use beige and brown. Pink, you can use burgundy with pink as well if it matches. Or maybe mulberry or magenta. So for the back part I'm using burgundy, then mixing red with burgundy and making this gradient. Just to blend it. Okay, so now we're working with the fifth panel, and here we almost showing every pleat, and we are using a lot of darker tone of red, so we're like using a lot of mix of red and burgundy. Sometimes I even mix with black a little bit. As you can see, I spread a little bit of black on the solid surface. Here the fabric is laying on the floor, so well basically it looks like stone or something in the lower part, and there is these strokes that really long strokes that come to this area. It's really hard to explain, you know, because fabric lays in so many different ways. Like, it does not lay in one the same way, so I could tell you, like, draw it like this. You should practice more. Just try to put your clothing as a pile and try to redraw it. That's the way, that's a practice. Like, to get a mastery in anything, you should do that thing a lot of times. So now again I'm using black pencil, and I'm using it more, as you can see. Bigger shadows, longer strokes, and it's amazing how these highlights and shadows can add so much volume to this flat image. I prefer using marker on the top of the pencil to blend it a little bit, because pencil has very noisy texture, and sometimes when you work with delicate fabrics like silk or satin, it's just, I think it doesn't really work well, so I like blending it with marker a little bit. I think it works well with wool or tweed, so, but as you wish. Some people just do not like mixing marker with anything, trying to be cautious, but I did it many times, and markers just serve as long as they usually serve. So now we're working with the rest, the last panels, and they darker. As you can see, the strokes are really more burgundy than red. So next, here we have some texture. So I'm drawing it as these short curvy lines, like some dots. Adding some shadows behind your legs. And now I'm making the shadows darker with black pencil. So we're almost done with your skirt. Take your black pencil. And here, as you can see, I'm using pencil much more than I did before. Before I would show just a fragment of the pleat, but here I'm showing almost every pleat. So a little bit of highlights. Don't overuse white pencil at this stage. I want to add a little bit more of shadows with black pencil. I'm using satin color for your shoes. Just add a little bit of gray, like cool gray 3 on the sides. Add more shadows with black pencil. On your legs as well. For your top as a base color, I'm using satin color of brown marker. Then take tan, and first let's show some shadows, as we usually do, like on the sides. Then I'm going to draw the area with the pattern, as it is on original design. Then take a pen touch or correction pen and make just 2 or 3 rows of dots on each stripe. Now, using just a regular pencil, I'm either drawing a tick under the dot or just underlining it. So you basically can underline every single circle. So like that, we're adding this special texture. Next, take Cool Gray 3, add a little bit more of shadows, and then color one more time with the satin. And now I'm drawing like a messy white lines with a pencil, as if you're trying to erase some writing. And then I'm making dots with a pen touch to show the stones. So here is our final result. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please click the like button. Subscribe to FSketcher channel for more tutorials. Share your questions and suggestions. Follow FSketcher on Instagram and Pinterest. And see you next tutorial.